Hey, what's going on, guys? Minigoose77B here. Welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Dirt to Daytona. This is part number 9 today we're going to be getting finally into the Modified Series, as we are the Dirt Series champion of 2003, so we're managed to get ourselves into the next season. So we're going to get right into the postseason. Of course, we're going to get it kicked right off, of course. Wow, you looked unstoppable last season. You're definitely ready to move on to some tougher competition. That is exactly what you'll get if you accept our offer of a Featherlight sponsorship. Consider it a successful season. You finish in the top 10 twice. Interesting proposition. So it's the Klipsch team here. So we're going to be driving the new number 397 for the season. Awesome sauce there. And you can see our stats from the weekly racing series. I mean, look at this. 7 wins, 9 top 5s, 10 top 10s. Once again, we are 100% of the top 10s. And I think these are all the sponsors from the last time around. So we're not even going to go through any one of those. So we're going to leave it on and...
Continuing with our extended NASCAR coverage, today we'll look at the oddest looking vehicle under the NASCAR umbrella, the NASCAR Featherlight Modified Series. Now, believe it or not, this is actually the oldest league in NASCAR, a series that began in the late 1940s. It's also the only league in NASCAR to run without fenders. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, these are open wheel cars. Light and fragile might be a way to describe these vehicles, but that certainly wouldn't do justice to the races. The mods run a diverse mixture of small local tracks, a single road course, and even a few stops at some cup venues, making this one of the hardest fought jewels in the NASCAR crown. While there are 1,000 stories in any racing league, certainly one of the most talked about happenings in the NASCAR Featherlight Modified Series this year is this one. A young NASCAR Weekly Racing Series champion has been picked up by the Klipsch team to drive their number 397 car. While it probably will take more than a single season for this team to make a run for the championship, the talent shown by this young driver is unbelievable. Well, it looks like the action's about to start, so let's head down to the track.
Thank you, Alan Bestwick, and right away, we have gone to go paint our brand new car for the season. The Klipsch team, of course, our primary sponsor colors are actually orange and black, but I put a little silver in the back, of course, and nod to our part of our YouTube colors. Anyway, of course, the white numbering for this, don't worry, this car is going to get filled with sponsors pretty soon. I mean, that's all there is to it. We're going to keep the paint that we have. Now, let's actually go change one thing. Now, I did say we were going to go bring this down to 100 AI strength, which I already did. I just want to show you that we've gone down to back to 100, so it's essentially, it's back to this, of course. Depending on how the first few races go, I'll bump this up a little bit, just for right now, because I don't want to be too overpowered. I would say, like, overpowered status, I would say about maybe, like, top 8. I would say if I were... Let's see how the first 2 races of the modified season are going to go, because that's what we're going to do first for this episode today. We're going to do the first 2 races of the season, of course, after that long, beefy intro, especially since we got a lot of money to play with because of all the, cash farming we kind of did from the Dirt Series. So I actually thought about what I wanted to go start off with. And actually, this is what I want to start off with, is this lightweight exhaust, which is 280 horsepower. And of course, look at that lightweight too. You know how I am with the weight. I love a good weight being so light. Next up, I wanted to go buy the suspension upgrade, which was going to be this one here. In the right hands is a faster than stage 1 suspension. So that's what we're going to do. I love my advanced. So that's what we're going to get. And I think we're going to be... about the engine, I'm going to leave for that for now. I know I'm going to get obliterated in some tracks, but that's okay. I could get this one, but I kind of want to save myself for, like, maybe an engine. So we're gonna start with save some money and get this one for now. Because obviously the next upgrade I want to get is an engine upgrade, but for right now, I could have just went easy money with it, really. I kind of want to get this $24,000 one, so I could have just bought that right out of the gate, but I'd rather not, especially since the first track of the schedule is actually going to be a very handling-dependent track. So we're going to be stuck with what we got here for now. And that's all there really is to it for right now, anyway. Give myself a little bit more handling to start off with here, because especially the default setups are a bit very tight, especially when you have no front downforce again. So we're going to go try to make sure we have all that taken care of. So we're going to kick off the first race of the season at the Denison Speedrome. It's a bull ring. It's such a fun track. Also, a side note before we get into it, I have installed a patch someone sent to me on Discord, so I will. Also, as a side note, shout out to Speedy Brad's playthroughs for this, because I have received a patch that you cannot normally get in a normal PS2 game. So he gave me a patch for the PS2 emulator that allows me to use the shoulder buttons for the gas and brakes. So I'll be using that for the rest of the playthrough in terms of everything except for the Dirt Series, of course. Everything except for the Dirt Series, because I'll be using the D-pad for that. But for the other series like Truck, Cup, and Modifieds, I'll be using the shoulders configuration. I just figured I'd show this before I actually get back on track. So let's get back right into the video. So thank you again to Speedy Brad Playthroughs, and let's get back into the video. Alright, so I'm in my qualifying trim. I put the grill tape all the way to 100. Let's get into qualifying, shall we? So the car is really fast. I'm not gonna lie, it's really fast out of the gate when it comes to practicing anyway. Like, I've done like about 10 laps or so. It drives really well. I tried to make this thing more of a long run thing. I did about like a 20 lap run with most of the changes I made. The default setup is absolute garbage. I had to play around with the springs and shocks a lot just to get this thing to turn a little bit better. Of course, I have really no engine upgrades, so the red line's gonna be rather shallow. My main issue was plowing off the corner, like when I'm on the gas. So, obviously the qualifying time's slow, but I ran a lot faster times during my race trim. So even with the grill tape, it didn't really seem to help that much. Okay, so we're P9. All right, not exactly great, but, well, I think it's pretty good for the start of it anyway. This is difficulty 100 after all. Oh, actually, no, we're going to go back to here. And bring this drawing back to 65, because I was actually not having any overheating issues whatsoever during my race trip, so I did pretty good. Let's head to the main event. Denison Speedrome is a fast bull ring. It's apparently in Denison, Connecticut. This fictional track's at. It's a 3/8 of a mile bull ring. This thing is like a mini. If Bristol had a baby, 24 degrees of banking. This thing is absolutely interesting to say the least. I turned down the camera a little bit, even though I probably shouldn't have done that. But I noticed the inner tire was getting pretty high up, so I decided to change it just for that. So we have some brand new faces in here. Let's see if we can just go ahead and kick some ass and take some names here. Of course, the biggest championship threat, of course, is William Anderson at 369. Nice. Is like the main captain of the field, of course. He's up there in second to start off with. Meanwhile, as for us, and we're underway here at Denison Speedrome. I try to make it so where it's like about 40 laps of feature anyway, like it is in my local racetrack. I was already getting into some people. But we're gonna still. All right, rough start, not gonna lie. That was pretty rough. I pressed the wrong button a couple times just to get this thing to shift down, but let's get that recovery going. But as I was saying before, usually the main feature at my local short track is about 40 laps for the modifieds, but unfortunately not every track is like that in this series, because I can only go up to like 25 to make maybe 50 laps per feature or whatnot, so it's just going to be back to the very long races, so some of them are going to be 25 laps long. This one's only 44 because of how fast this track actually is. This is a bull ring, mind you. We're already going pretty fast, though. We're already 10th in middle of the pack, so it's a little bit kind of like where I'm at, where I want to be at, versus not really. I don't know. We have a top 10 streak to worry about, too. Our back end's already mangled, though. Look at that. That's not good. So already we're dealing with a lot of aerodynamic disadvantage here. Yeah, 50% aero already. How are my tires doing? All right, pretty good. Camper is, I guess the inner part of the tire is still going as I'm like, ooh, nearly plowing into the wall. We make a great pass on the 399 of John Bundy. Now this is where it gets better because the tires are all warmed up though. Now, since I had to deal with cold tires at the start of the race there, we almost binned it. Almost. As you can see, we're actually getting much faster lap times right out of the gate. That is like the third time now of me getting the button presses wrong. Third time now I've managed to mess up the button pressing. I'm so used to my other configuration. It's going to take me like maybe a couple episodes or a couple races to get used to it again. Already we have lap traffic here. We're going to pass this one on the outside. That is the 375. Make an easy pass on the outside because some of these guys are, oh my god, there's a massive load of traffic here. all the traffic, all the time. Our right front inner temperature is really too hot. I'm trying to cool that down, but every time I let off the throttle, it just wants to spin. We're up to P9, and once again, we're just trying to be take it nice and easy to get around these guys. As I say it, but that we're on the inside, and we got put into the apron. Don't appreciate that, my guy, whoever the 324 is. Don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate getting pitched down like that, so I'm going to run you up the racetrack. I don't appreciate that one bit. So we're actually back up to P8 thanks to the traffic, of course. We got John Bundy, who passed us earlier. We're going to try to get around him on the, I would say the inside, because it's more preferred as I'm on the apron again. Make that the third time I hit the apron as we fall down to 9th. We're going to go down to P10 because what in the world these modified drivers are on sometimes. Oh, my goodness. All right, so I made this thing a little bit loose because we bought the one suspension as we clean out that guy. We absolutely cleaned out that guy. Oh, that guy did not deserve anything of what I did there. We just completely took his shit out and then some. Meanwhile, we're still trying to fight back for P7 after we just commit a mass murder. Not really say mass murder, but we have committed a hit and run. Our car is absolutely mangled. Look at this already. Like, welcome to the modifieds. That's how weak and fragile these cars are. So, we're already at a quarter of our aero to be completely kaput. I can't even tell if that's the leader behind us or not, which I'm sure it is. That's the 313 of Jeff Ondich. And we are now a lap down. That car is absolutely fast, though. Look at that 313 go. I hit the wall.
Okay, that's the halfway mark.
I hit the wall there. Somebody actually did blow up. That wasn't our own doing. That is the I think that's somebody. I can't tell who that is, but we actually gained a spot out of that, so we're actually up to P8 now. But we're probably gonna lose that at some point because we got the 302 ready to pass us here. Our car is just too damaged to even think about even doing it. Plus, I keep hitting the apron like a douche. It's not a great thing in the world, as I'm literally giving no respect to anyone in the modified series. Yeah, the car is just too tight now because of all the damage I put into this thing. Radiator damage, wheel damage. You got wheel damage. And a lot of aerodynamic damage disadvantage I have now as well. We're actually running lap times a half a second off the pace. Uh-oh, there's a lot of smoke going on up there. Like I said, this place is an absolute bull ring. These laps go by really quickly, and it shows. The car's just not wanting to turn anymore. I don't blame you after all that you've been through. All right, well, need to get out of my way on that one, as the 302 became an innocent bystander at that point. We just absolutely dumped the shit out of another guy. What am I racing like? Real Rabbit in NASCAR? Okay! That could have ended a lot worse. I think he's now in the middle of the racetrack now because of what I just did there. Literally committing mass murder here today. I mean, we're driving like Real Rabbit in like NASCAR Thunder 2000, so it's not great, not a good look. We're still in P8, not by a lot, but John Bundy's gone. Joel York's gonna be ready to put us a lap down here. It's like we're faster than a lot of cars, we're slower than a lot of cars as well. We're kind of like in the middle of the road right now, which is fine. But man, I am not making any friends in this series. Welcome to the bull ring. Oh, 302 wants some more. He's gonna have it. I'm just too tight off the corner now. We're down to P9 for like the last 9 laps. It's probably gonna be where we're gonna finish here. So, an all-right debut, I would say, in modifieds. An all-right one. I haven't even made a decision whether or not I want to make any like difficulty slider adjustments or not just yet. We're going to see after how the Crystal Lake race, which is the next track after this, see how that race goes. Because that track's going to rely more on power, which we don't have. So we're just going to have to go and see like how we feel about that track too. Oh, I don't think we're done yet. I don't think we're done fighting yet. We're going to try to pass this guy on the inside, but oh, 321 just gives us enough room. He just gives us enough room. We retake the 8th spot away. Gray Soros is being not very nice to us as we park the bus in front of the 302. Leader has crossed the start-finish line for the white flag. We're a lap down, so we're waiting to see how we do it here at the end of this bull ring. We're going to try to keep making sure he gets stuck on the outside line.
Last lap.
Last lap as the leader crosses the start-finish line. Are we going to hold on to P8 before the end of the race? Can we hold on? Even with a mangled car like this, we're going to come home. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. We lost it at the line. Oh, brother. All right. Well, that's one way to lose it. We probably deserved it to finish like that anyway after all the crap that we've been through. And yikes. Not a lot of respect gained, I'll tell you that much. Well, we finished a lap down in P9. Let's just go reap the spoils. All right. Well, not bad. We did get a lot of money, a lot of this damage though. But look at the multiplier though for the legs. We definitely got 2.04 now. That's really cool. We got to earn at least twice the money. But man, that really hurt us quite a bit with the damage there. William Anderson strikes first. Edison racing his back in a big way this season, proven by a record crowd of enthusiastic fans at Edison, who were a hand to watch William Anderson master the track to capture the checkered flag. In unlikely twisted events, Nick finished ninth. Pleasantly something. So we got that going for us right out of the gate. We're inside the top 10 already in points. So good stuff there. Let's go see what sponsors we got. We got Don's Fish and Chips. Place fifth or better in a race. Well, I would be able to do that. Probably not right now. I don't think it's an appropriate time to have that as a sponsor, I don't think. Place 10th or better in a race. We could probably do that. Don't know exactly where I want to put it. 12 for better though. Will definitely work wonders though. We got 4 places to actually put sponsors though, so that's the thing. We could place we could actually place all these sponsors if we really wanted to. So you know what? I guess we will. We're gonna put the toy store on the hood. Probably put you here, Le Mode Restaurants. I don't know. Maybe the Fish and Chips over here. Maybe the Anchor, or what about the door? Don's Fish and Chip. Yeah, I guess that's what we'll do for now. All right, so we don't really have enough money to really buy anything else in particular that I kind of want. So we're going to go right into the next race over at Crystal Lake, and this will decide whether or not I should increase or decrease the difficulty. Oh, yeah, we're going to simulate the dirt events, too. We're not doing any dirt events here, or at least on camera. We're definitely not going to be doing any dirt events, though. No dirt events for right now. All right. Well, I feel pretty confident with the setup anyway. It feels really fast despite the low power. I was running some pretty decent lap times, but we shall see. 24.0, obviously not pole time or anywhere close because we have no straight line speed. Even lower the spoiler down just a tad, but it was just too loose, and I just keep overdriving the corner, and I would just plow the wall down eventually. So I tried to compensate for that. Yeah, on average, I was able to get the corner speeds to be about 115, 117 if I execute it perfectly. Which that wasn't exactly a good example, but let's see what turn 3 and 4 has for me here. There we go. That's a good corner. It won't be pole, but let's see what lap time we're gonna get.
All right, let's see where we play.
All right, 24.14. Pretty cool. Survey says 7th, 8th. That's about it. All right, P8. I think we might have to bump up the difficulty a little bit just on qualifying time alone. But we had an iffy race last time. Now we head to the real event here today. Crystal Lakes. All right, Crystal Lake. I like this track. I think it's a pretty fun track. In Crystal, Connecticut. So we go from Denison to Crystal. It reminds me of Thompson Speedway with being a 3/4 mile track, being like a banking as well, 12 degrees. So it kind of reminds me of that. Yeah, all these names of the modifieds here. And the thing about the modifieds is apparently the AI really don't change positions quite often. Or at least in this difficulty. So where we're having is pretty much where we're going to be at, maybe. I don't know. You never know. But anyway, we're up in P8. We're on the outside line again. That's the annoying bit.
The race is going green.
And we're underway. Having a pretty long second gear, though. Gonna go up the gut. I have a pretty long third gear as well, just to try to get that power band for the fourth gear. We're middle of three, middle of three, middle of three, still 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 middle of three. We're gonna be outside line in this corner. Here we get the power move down on Hema stuff on the outside. Not quite. We actually lose the nose of the car. We're still on the outside and we're clear. Right away up to P7. Yeah, I think at this point, I really wasn't expecting to be up here this early. So I'm really starting to think that maybe the 100 is just too easy for me, because I was hoping to be like towards like the teens to start off with. Because I actually don't mind spending 2 seasons in a modified, really. I don't mind. Yeah, we'll see. But I like the modifieds though. I like the modifieds in this game. It's really fun. But we're able to hold our own though in P7 so far. We're actually doing really well for ourselves on for our first bit. I know I practiced quite a bit just to get the car to do what I wanted to do. Boy, and it feels good. I'm just waiting for the tires to run down. Apparently we have some front end damage, but that's okay. Tires looking good as long as I don't keep making mistakes like that and overdriving the corner like that, which should be fine. I was looking at the oil temp because I know I put some grill tape on it. Grill tape's going to be quite our secret weapon, I think, a little bit too. And it adds a lot of front downforce to the car, but it really doesn't seem to like put that much oil temperature up because our RPMs are so low. So it's something to keep in our back pocket for the early going here in this modified season. Just saw a plume of smoke all the way up there. I wasn't sure what that was all about, but people might be being held up here as we're just starting to pass some lap cars here. As I nearly lose it off of turn 3 trying to avoid a lap car, but yeah, I'm doing a lot better than I really thought I was gonna be. Yeah, this car is so much fun to drive though. Like if you know how to work with the car setup and just turn the stability assist off, like if you know how to like that looseness feels in this game. I know it feels weird. You're basically letting off the gas as your brake. Essentially letting off the gas in this game, it acts as your brake pedal in a way. Or to me it feels like it, because you just lose a little bit so much speed when you're off the gas. And the car just has this weird physics where it just like gets loose on you when you're off the gas sometimes. So I try to compensate for that. Hemseth is on his way to try to take away the 7th spot from us. Hopefully that doesn't happen. He's gonna have to deal with the lap car there of Clark Oakenfield. But there's Greg Brown. I always used him as my when I was 6 years old. I always used that 311 car because I guess green was my color at the time before it became dark purple. 6-year-old me didn't know any better. But we're gonna easily pass him, put him a lap down. We have 5 seconds to William Anderson, which I don't think we're gonna be able to catch. To me, I think this is his teammate. Hemseth is behind, still about 2 seconds.
Okay, that's the halfway mark.
And we're just kind of cruising. We're really in just no man's land. We have nobody to really race against. We're just chilling. We're literally just chilling in P7. Honestly, I'm all for it. No damage to the race car. We're going to get some money here. Judging by this graphic here, we're not going to finish on the lead lap still because the leader is just incredibly fast. Yeah, he's about 4 seconds off the pace. But look at this! Look at the oh god, the 3077 just ate it there. So I think we're at 7. We've already been at 7, so we just put him a lap down. But look at the tire graph though in the top right. Sorry, the top left of your screen. Like it's staying below like just barely staying below 190 in most cases on the inner part of that right front tire. So the camber adjustment I made definitely really seemed to work. Not putting too much stress on the inner part of the tire. I know I'm turning my steering wheel, my controller all the way to the left with my thumb there. They kind of didn't really help the case there. I was trying to get the rear tires to wear out more. I want to get it looser as the run goes on. It just doesn't seem to be well, okay, there's a little bit looseness there.
5 laps to go.
Don't know why I hit the wall there, but very interesting choice of driving maneuvers there, Nick. Let's see how much did you mess up the car this time. Only 3% aero. Here comes the leader. we were just ramping up destruction with him earlier in the Denizen race. We're gonna kindly let him go. He's gonna run circles around all of us with that engine horsepower that he has compared to us. He is gone. And honestly, that's okay. All right, we're coming to a white flag. The guy's already over there. It was kind of a lonely race for us. It's a pretty lonely race. And honestly, sometimes it's one of the good races, especially for us anyway, when we're trying to just keep the car off the wall, which I did a pretty poor job out of it, though. But top 10 streak is still alive. Top 10 streak is still alive after all. We finished 7th here today at Crystal Lake with a pretty good car set.
Well, finished in the top half.
With what we got, I think it's a good thing. The leader just leads it by over 5 seconds, but all right. Yeah, the guy led every single lap. He was absolutely flying. Leads it by 5 seconds. John Justin is your winner. We finish home in P7, and we're gonna collect some money and put that in towards the bank. All right, $8,000. We'll take that. Absolutely. I think it's the most money we've actually gotten. Race winning plus our sponsorship money, so pretty good. Really, really good stuff here. Only $55 worth of damage. Nice. That's perfect stuff for me. Yeah, we'll add that towards our stuff. I wouldn't want to call it a race. It was just a curb stomping there. Nick Gunther is back in 8th place with 51 points out of 1st place. In order to make a run for the championship, I have to get around Jason Couch, who is ahead by 20 points. And surely Phil Shields trailing by something. All right, William Anderson and John Justin are leading the way in the points. Francis Lee ain't that far behind either. We're not entirely too far behind ourselves, but we got a difficulty spike coming up for us. All right, well, do we have anything for sponsorship money? Well, I mean, we could put this on there. We could. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how the stuff goes. So we got 16,000 in the bank. I don't think that's enough for what I want. We have a nice looking trailer, actually. I didn't even notice I was there until now. We're gonna do a little something here. Yeah, so apparently 100 wasn't exactly what I thought it would be. So we're gonna buff it up to 102 for the next episode. So I think the next one is Welch Valley, which is the road course. It's gonna be such a fun track to go to. I can't wait for that. We're gonna save our game here, and yeah, we're just gonna end it off there. And if you guys like the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel quite a bit. And as always, we'll see you at the next part at NASCAR Dirt to Daytona. Yeah, I can't wait to make this thing a little bit harder for myself. See you guys then.